Among the sheer red cliffs of southern Utah, not far from Zion National Park, just off State Road 17, are 7 lagoons surrounded by grain fields. The area is teeming with wildlife, herons and loons, exotic ducks, eagles and hawks, and 125 goats, which really aren't wild at all. They are managed by a longtime farmer who is quite proud of the fact that he's running a farm on the arid southern Utah land that is actually making money. But it isn't your typical farm that's bringing Kim Spenlow so much satisfaction. There's more here than meets the eye.
I enjoy it. I love my job. I love to farm and the animals too. Farming's the biggest, but the goats are fun too.
Even though you're working on a sewage treatment plant.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is all part of a delicate, balanced ecosystem treating wastewater. That's right, sewage. The Ash Creek Special Service District near Sand Hollow Reservoir services the residents of several southern Utah cities, including Tokerville, Laverton, Hurricane, and most of the unincorporated areas of Washington County east of I-15. This is a completely self-contained and self-sustaining sewage treatment facility, thanks, in part, to the goats. Sewage at this all-natural plant flows into the headwaters and moves from one lagoon to the next as it is aerated and clarified. By the time the treated water reaches pond number 7, it's relatively clean.
The water is actually cleaner than what flows down the Virgin River most of the time.
Most of the year, the goats keep this lagoon system free of weeds because they eat them.
They grow very well on it. We're impressed with what it does. They eat basically the weeds around the lagoons anytime they grow. Tamaracks, there's very few weeds that grow in here that they don't eat.
The goats don't get into the lagoons and they don't drink from them, but the water is pumped from the cleanest lagoon through an irrigation system which waters the vast fields of alfalfa and triticale, or oat hay. When the grain is mature, it's a literal heyday for the goats, who go from a diet of weeds to these lush green fields. When it comes time, the goats are sold, and Ash Creek makes some money.
January, February, we'll sell off all the young ones and cull some of the old ones, and we'll still save approximately 125 nannies every year. When they first bought them, you could buy a nanny at the auction for 20 bucks. And this last year they sold for $98 a piece, same kind of nanny. This year, February, they brought in approximately $18,000 when we sold them.
$18,000 profit, and a savings between $5,000 and $10,000 a year on weed control.
There's no chemicals going in your water because you don't spray anything. There's no labor in pulling weeds anymore. The goats do it for you. They are basically using the waste. You know, they're actually making them money from the waste that before was just basically costing them money. And they're clean too.
This natural sewage treatment system is unique. Kanab tried it, but Kim says the balance was thrown off because residents were feeding the goats. The city of Springdale does it, as does Hilldale. Kim says, and I can confirm, that there's not much odor from this facility, and very few complaints, even with 70 acres of lagoons. It saves a little money for taxpayers, and gives Kim Spenlow a chance to make a little money doing what he loves to do.
I love to farm and I love what I do. I feel sorry for anybody that doesn't love their job, and I love it.
For the Utah League of Cities and Towns, I'm Susan Wood in Hurricane, Utah.